All right, everyone. Welcome to today's charting session. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we typically look at either yung mga trending names, and by that, I mean yung mga pangalan na maaaring malaki yung ginalaw, whether to the upside or to the downside, or perhaps malaki yung value traded, or generally speaking, mas minamatahan lang po ng mga tao. Also, tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga chart requests. So kung meron po kayong mga requests, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. So before we start, quick shout out lang to EMP, no? Parang kasasabi ko lang kahapon na baka wala nang mangyari for the rest of the week because it has been consolidating for a while and we are headed towards a holiday, no? Pero syempre, bigla tayong nagkaroon disclosure and natulak siya pataas. So congrats po sa mga may hawak ng EMP. We'll reassess it next week to see kung magsusustain ba yung move and we'll see kung may mga pwede ba tayong gawin moving forward dun sa EMP. But for today, let's start off with MM, no? Na tong MM, bumalik na naman tayo sa support numerous times, diba? So may support tayo here, here, here. After natin bumalik, nag-bounce tayo and now we're trading within this range between 1.69 to 1.94. Right now, it's looking like we might come back and tag yung 1.69 na support. If we do, ang tinitignan po natin is kung mababasag ba yung 1.69 na yan. Kung mabasag siya, obviously, new 52-week low tayo and baka magkaroon na naman po tayo ng bagong price exploration to the downside and we're gonna have to wait until further structure develops bago po natin marireassess tong MM. Okay? Now, kung sabihin naman natin it came back, nag-hold, moved higher, tas binalikan to, tas ganun na naman, nag-range lang tayo. At least, ang pinakamasasabi natin doon is 1.69 to 1.94 is a very tradable range. So, kung pasok naman po sa setups nyo, meron mabuo na kaya nyong i-trade, then by all means, do so, no? Personally, what I want to see is for price to at least come back and reclaim tong 2.07 na area. Bakit yung 2.07? Bakit hindi yung 1.94? Number 1, kasi ang lapit na rin naman ng 1.94 to 2.07. Number 2, I want us to reclaim itong inflection point na to. Diba tong 2.07, kaya siya nandyan because it acted as support for this range here. So I want this to be taken out para mag-open up ulit yung possibility to number 1, baka ma-fill yung gap dito. And number 2, ma-revisit tong mga highs from before. Next, tignan po natin yung MPI, no? So we're starting this zoomed out para lang pakita ko sa inyo na we are trading within this larger range here still. Okay? Na as always, I've taken the liberty of segmenting that range to see if may mangyari na baka matrade natin moving forward or that might pique my personal interest moving forward dito sa MPI. Right now, where it is, wala pa. But what I'm watching out for, number 1, is baka bumaba to, mabasag tong 3.67 and maybe ma-fill tong gap from below. Tapos kung na-fill yan, tas tumuloy pa rin, then likely number 1 will revisit tong support natin around 3.5, 3.49 na area. Pero kung mabasag yun, okay, then baka balikan natin yung mga lows natin dito from before. Pero kung nag-hold yung 3.5, diba? Bakit ko tinitignan yung pababa? Kasi kung mabasag tong 3.5, tapos sabihin natin, fake out lang pala, bumalik siya dito, then a trade could be in store, maybe, depending on what the structure looks like then. Kasi kung ganito, either mag-hold yung support or mag-fake out lang, then baka ang mangyari is balikan natin tong 3.67 or even all the way here, dito sa 3.91. Okay? Now, kung sabihin natin naman, mabasag tong 3.49, 3.5 na area, tapos tumuloy na, bumulusok lang pababa, then wala na ulit. I'm not gonna be looking for anything in particular dito sa MPI. Odds are mangyayari, hihintayin ko na naman kung anong mangyayari moving forward bago ko siya tignan ulit. Okay? Where it is right now, it's not interesting para sa akin. Now, if we can move up and break above tong 4.03, okay, then baka balikan natin yung range natin dito between 4.03 to 4.18. And if makawala tayo sa 4.18, then that opens up this wider range above. Now, bakit di ko na sinabi itong 3.91 to 4.03? Again, number 1, it's a very, very small range. So, it's not particularly tradable, at least not for me. And number 2, kasi ang habol ko talaga is kung kaya to try and see and prepare myself for a breakout to the upside of this wider range here. Diba? Yes, it's not gonna be an easy trade kasi nga marami tayong chop dito along the way. But at least, mas meron tayong room for error than trying to trade yung mga ganitong super tight na ranges tapos maliit lang naman yung potential gains. The likelihood that this will yield very good risk-reward is very slim, no? Syempre, I'm not gonna rule it out completely, pero odds are, diba? It's not gonna yield very good risk-reward. So might as well wait for something to happen that could lead to something bigger. Kaya ako sinabi na gusto ko mabasag muna tong 4.03 na level. Next, tignan po natin tong Jollibee, no? Now, tong Jollibee, as we mentioned before, nagpo-form na tayo ng lower highs and lower lows, no? So, ito yung high mo, di ba? Low, high, potential lower low. Tapos, ito ngayon, ano yung nangyari? Price has been pushing back up. Bumitin tayo ng konti prior to hitting yung supply zone natin dito. Diba? Itong supply zone, diba dito sa taas, kung papansinin nyo, when we fell the first time, umangat tayo, dyan tayo eksakto na nauntog eh. Okay? Let me zoom in para mas kita nyo, no? Diba? Bumaba, dyan tayo nauntog. So ngayon, bumaba tayo ulit, umangat, halos dun din tayo naguntog, then nag-roll over. Now, as it is, where it is right now, hindi pa siya gano'ng interesting sa akin. Bakit? Wala pa kasing nagbabago sa market structure. Okay? We can say na, di ba sabi natin noon, you can look at it as a channel, you can look at it as a break from the trend line, but let's simplify it even further. We can say na walang range pa na nag-hold so far. Kasi yung movement mo is pababa eh. Di ba? So, para masabi natin na may nagbago, number 1, kailangan hindi na mabasag tong low na to. Kung from here, mabasag tong low na to at around 202 pesos, then nagbuo na naman tayo ng lower low and odds are we're gonna go deeper. Kasi syempre, nagpapatuloy yung downtrend mo eh. Diba? Ano yung makakapagsabi na baka may magbabago sa trend? Kailangan mabasag yung last swing high prior to the swing low, which is around here. So, para masabi ko na baka mas okay na may nagbago dito, then we need to break to the upside above nitong 240 plus na area para may chance na ma-re-challenge natin tong 252 hanggang 259. Then if we can break above that, we can push higher then. Okay? Or kung hindi man ganon, then maybe it can push lower, move up, break this, mag-form tayo ng bagong higher high, come down, patunayan niya, mag-form tayo ng higher low, then maybe we can use that as a base to start going into a position with the hope na mabasag niya tong white zone na to and it can move upward from there. But from where it is now, okay, wala pa talaga tayong masasabi na, uy, sige, ito na yung low natin. Kasi wala pang pinapakita eh. Wala pang confirmation yung chart eh. Diba? Now, if you're looking for a value play dito sa Jollibee, perhaps sabihin nyo, kasi gusto ko lang siya mabili ng mura eh. Okay? Unless meron kayong personal level na kung ano yung quote-and-quote mura na yon, don't just buy simply because wala na tayo do sa 250. Diba? People have this tendency na, umabot yan ng 250 na sa 219 na lang ngayon, must be cheap, bibili na ako. That's not always the case. It could still go cheaper. And how far it goes down, we'll never know. Until mabuo na yung low. Diba? Hindi naman po kasi yung, at least for me, I know other people view it differently, but the way I approach technical analysis, it's never as a way to try and, kailangan yung market, dito yan pupunta para maging tama. Kasi kung hindi yan pumunta dito, mali yan, ganun. I've never been like that. I've always been na, ang technical analysis is for risk management, for managing my entries, for finding targets. That's mostly it. Diba? I adhere to structure, I look for what's going on, I hunt for clues, but I never use it as an end-all and be-all na, hindi, dahil ganito, kailangan ganyan. I always believe na the market will do whatever it wants to do. And the same is true for Jollibee. This can push lower, lalo na kapag tuluyang hindi gumanda yung index, no? Usually, kapag hindi gumaganda yung index, yung Jollibee, medyo isa sa mga unang sumusunod. Not the very first ones. Usually, mga bangko yung mga nauna. But, kumbaga, nasa top 10, top 15 na sumusunod. So, it could still push lower. So if you're looking for a value play, make sure lang po na meron kayong defined value in your head based on whatever methodology that you prefer na nakalculate nyo yun at kaya nyo siyang panindigan. Don't just buy simply because ay bumaba na eh. Okay? That's a recipe for disaster. Yes, you could get lucky every now and then, but by and large, diba, it's gonna catch up to you. So, konting ingat lang po. Now, kung sabihin natin from here, diba, it moves higher, breaks above tong 260, then likely we're gonna make a run for itong mga previous lows na to, around 270 hanggang mga 280 pesos na area. Diyan yung next na nakikita ko na pwede nating paguntugan should this move to the upside. Kung kunwari naman nabasag to pababa, we're watching to see kung mag-hold ba tong area na to. If mag-hold yung area between 182 to 190, then we might range muna here, like what happened dito, no, prior to the move higher. But kung nabasag yan, then highly likely yung mangyayari next is we're gonna number 1, fill the gap left behind here, or number 2, revisit yung mga lows dito, or worse, baka balikan natin tong range na to from before. Now, since we last looked at tong SPNEC, nothing has really happened, no? We've more or less remained in this area here and price hasn't really gone anywhere, whether to the upside or to the downside. Okay? Pwede pa rin na pumunta tayo dun sa SRO price niya, around 1.67 yata yun, 1.65, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Pwedeng a bit lower than that, I don't know, no? All I know is right now, we are trapped within this range here between 1.73 to 2.06, and I'm not very eager to trade that range simply because, yun nga, naka-overhang yung SRO chuchu. Meaning, parang merong detalye or merong impormasyon na hindi pa buo na nakasabit sa taas ng ulo mo na hindi mo sure kung ano yung mangyayari next eh. And because of that, it's harder to say na, oh sige, basta sundan lang natin tong range na to or what have you. Okay? For now, let's say na pumunta tayo sa SRO price, then we're still gonna have to watch and see what happens kung bumaba tayo doon. Ang bullish scenario, let's say we move higher, reclaim tong 2.06, then I think it makes it tradable within this range here from 2.06 to 2.24 with possible overshoots hanggang mabalikan natin yung high dito sa 2.34. And if mabasag natin yung high ng 2.34, then obviously, new all-time high tayo, no? And kapag new all-time high, syempre, bagong price exploration na naman. A lot of traders are gonna be coming in, breakout traders, diba? Lahat na lang. We're gonna come in, momentum traders, and see where we can push from there to see kung masusustain ba yung move. Diba? I say see kung masusustain kasi syempre, it's always possible na fake out pa rin. Diba? Parang trade above, biglang babawiin, no? But outside of that, okay, outside of all of that, there's really not much else to say dito sa SPNEC because there's really not much that's been going on. And then finally, tignan po natin tong green. Now tong green, nung tumataas tayo dito, I had some hopes for it. Ang sabi ko sa inyo nun, I still want to see a break above 1.9 sana ulit para maging tradable ulit tong range na to between 1.9 hanggang mga 2.13, 2.10 na area. Diba? Unfortunately, ang nangyari was itong small quote-unquote trend line na to, nabasag tayo to the downside, then very next candle, we broke beneath support. After we broke beneath it, we tested it from underneath, tapos we rolled over, we broke beneath the next level of support ng 1.5, and ngayon nagtitrade tayo at 1.45, no? Ang next level of support natin dito sa green will be 1.34. Okay? Ayoko nang tingnan ano mangyayari dito kung mabasag yung 1.34. All I know is right now, where it is, there's no real sense in trading it. Yes, you could try to say na, kasi meron tayong nakitang divergence or something, but you have to remember na ang divergence is not a signal. It's just, for lack of a better term, an alert. It's telling you na, uy, baka may magbago. Hindi niya sinasabi na, uy, may magbabago. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I want to see from here, at the very least, is ma-reclaim natin tong mga previous lows na to, mga extreme lows. If we can come back and trade above 1.7 again, then that might be an indication na we're ready to go back dito sa 1.9. Kasi essentially, ang pinakita ng green ngayon is, hey, I want to go down, di ba? I want to move lower. Let me zoom out a bit lang, ha? Yan. I want to go lower. I want to revisit tong mga to, di ba? I want to revisit all of these areas. Yan yung pinapakita niya, eh. Di ba? Let me turn off volume para lang mas clear. Yan yung pinapakita niya, eh. I want to go lower. For price to come back and reclaim itong previous area na to, di ba? Tapos gaganyan siya, move to the upside, is saying na, whoops, bakit sabi mo, bababa ako pero hindi pa ako ready? Di ba? Parang iniisip ko, gusto kong bumaba, pero ayaw niyang bumaba. So, hindi niya sinusunod yung bias ko. Di ba? Since hindi niya sinusunod yung bias ko, therefore, I'm wrong. So, if I'm wrong, then it might be ready to move higher. So, kung mangyari nga to, na mabawi yan, we start trading above here again, then that opens up the possibility na mabalikan natin tong 1.9 or maybe mag-form tayo ng some type of inverted head and shoulders pattern dito. Okay? Kung mangyari man yon, we'll rediscuss it then. But for now, where it is, syempre obviously new 52-week low na naman tayo, no? So konting iwas-iwas lang. Wag nating ipilit yung trade kung wala namang binibigay sa atin, kung nothing is presenting itself. 'Di ba? Wag nating ipilit kasi usually kapag pinipilit natin, ewan ko sa inyo pero sa akin di naging maganda yung mga resulta, eh. It's the trades that come naturally. Sila yung mga usually na nananalo, eh. Yung mga trades na parang kailangan pilit na pilit akong hanapin, usually sila yung natatalo. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!